hunters, traveling from the comforts of their own backyard is unnecessary. Hunting and managing their local property can be a year-round process. But for some, the thrill of adventure is too much to pass up. Wandering into the unknown in an effort to successfully harvest a unique species can become an addiction. The extreme conditions which our planet provides becomes the very challenge adventure hunters wish to overcome.
I think of all the environments that you can encounter on Earth, the Arctic would be by far the most desolate, the most hostile. It's the craziest place you could ever visit. It's a place where minus 10, minus 20, minus 30 is an everyday occurrence. If you learn from the Inuits who live in the Arctic, you learn that their environment is one that they have had to adapt to over the centuries.
Tom Miranda has traveled to Canada's Arctic.
Hi.
To meet Shane Black of Canada North Outfitting. After several long flights, Tom must now gear up for the ice and travel over 60 miles by snowmobile to get to the Musk Ox.
They're going to travel over to the mainland. You're going to a place called Ilu. So you're going to come down through here, and then depending after the big blizzard, whether you'll... I think any hunter from North America owes it to themselves to experience Canada's Arctic. It's not in the most expensive hunts, but it is one of the greatest hunts in North America. You experience as much of an adventure as you do a hunt. The guides are some of the most competent people you'll ever meet in your whole life. They can weld a snowmobile together with 2 pieces of rope. They can fix anything. Their on-the-land skills, direction-wise, is unparalleled. The culture is warm, inviting. The temperature can be cool.
Nice day for hunting. Let's do it. Well, we're loaded up and just about ready to go. I wanted to take a little time and show you my mode of transportation. It's pretty much just a freighting sled that they use to haul their traps or snares or meat or materials back and forth between the Inuit villages. And it's really a good mode of transportation. I've got my bow case in here. It's got my bow inside that helps keep the bow protected. I got my backpack, and we're getting ready to go. Let's load up. Tom, ready to go?
Once you see the town and you see the Inuits driving their snowmobiles along the street, and all the things that go with traveling to the Arctic and visiting the Inuit culture, you realize that you're in a different place. You're in a different time. And to have to dress in long johns and put a heavy coat on and a hood, just because you can get frostbite in a matter of seconds, tells you that you're in a place like Mars.
Our culture is always, we live out on the land, mostly traveling from here to there, following the animals. They're always migrating. When we're on the land, we trap and fish. Maybe springtime, we hit back to the camp where we could trade our furs, and everything changes the weather-wise in an instant. But we never know what's going to come tomorrow or next week. So we always take everything a day at a time.
The Inuit culture is very strong. Some Arctic communities, it's 50 to 75% still Inuktitut, and only, the difference in English speaking. But the thing is the sport hunting, what it brings to the Arctic is it keeps the culture going. It's extremely important to the communities. The guides really rely on the money. The community relies on the money. So the sport hunts are very, very important to the Inuit culture.
The Inuit culture has called this inhospitable climate home for centuries. Once Europeans first started settling North America, the Inuit lands were left untouched due to their extreme temperatures and forbidding atmosphere.
You get there and you see how cold it is, and you see the sea ice frozen 12 feet thick, and the ship in front of town frozen in the ice. The way the wind can blow across the ice, it's incredibly desolate. If your snowmobile were to break down and you would have to walk out, you're done. you won't make it.
Tom and his team of Inuit guides have already had a major setback.
Snowmobile broke down, and we're trying to get it fixed right now. We don't know if we're going to leave it on the ice here, come back for it, if we're going to go back to town. So it's all up in the air right now.
With a 60-mile ride ahead just to get to the Musk Ox, Tom hopes this isn't a sign of things to come.
This is why you travel in pairs or threes or fours, because the snowmobile breaks down. This is probably the most unforgiving place you could ever be. Wouldn't last out here a day by yourself. It's just so cold and there's just nowhere to go.
One of the unique things about the northern part of the Canadian mainland is there's not a lot of towns. And when you go on a Musk Ox hunt like this, you fly into Cambridge Bay. Cambridge Bay is a small town that's on an island. And the island is where the Greenland Musk Ox live. And so in order to hunt the mainland Musk Ox, you've got to take an adventurous ride on the snowmobile. It's almost 60 miles across the sea ice just to get to the mainland. And then, of course, you'll go inland, quite a distance before you can get to a camping area where you can find these mainland musk ox or the barren ground musk ox.
We've made the crossing across the Maud Strait into the northern part of Canada mainland. This is Ilu Inlet. This is a Eskimo fishing village. Actually, it's more of a summertime place for the Inuits of Cambridge Bay to come, and they've got these plywood cabins set up here. The boys are inside trying to get the heater going in here, try to get us set up. It's going to be our home for the next week on the Musk Ox hunt. But we're here, we're excited, and I'm going to go in and get warmed up. Well, good morning. We're at our modest hunting camp in northern Canada in the Arctic. You check the weather here. It's about minus 20 out there. We'll close the door.
Pursuit of the Greenland Musk Ox, a smaller-bodied subspecies living on Canada's Victoria Island.
The musk ox is a really unique animal. It's a prehistoric-looking animal. It's got the boss of a Cape buffalo and hooking horns, long skirt of woolly fur. When you see a musk ox, you first think of a bovine, maybe like a cow or a buffalo. But the reality is a musk ox is from the sheep family. It's more of a sheep than it is a cow.
Yeah! Willie, thank you very much, man. Congratulations. Great job, Kevin. Good job, guys. You guys are cold, too. He's a nice one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thanks so much. 10 yards. He charged me. Look at this musk ox.
Both subspecies of musk ox pretty much act the same. I mean, they're grazers, so they, on the land, paw through the snow to eat the lichens and sedges and grasses. And if there's danger, they circle up in their defensive circle with the cows and the younger musk ox in the middle and the bulls on the circle edge. It's a difficult scenario for bow hunting. You can't really get a good shot on a musk ox that's in a defensive circle. And so a lot of times when we're on the ice with bow and arrow, we're looking for lone musk ox. We're looking for the older bulls that are traveling alone on the ice that can obviously give us a chance at a broadside shot.
A couple of times a day, we take a little treat and stop for a cup of hot tea, or maybe some jerky or candy bar or something. Just kind of take a little bit of a break, rest up. The weather's good, so still really cold, but not real bad wind. And, it's nice to stop and get a chance to kind of chat a little bit and make a strategy.
Finding barren ground musk ox for us was pretty easy. I mean, we'd get out of camp within 5-6 miles and we'd start finding tracks and eventually finding herds of musk ox. And because the Inuits hunt them for sustenance, for meat, these musk ox, when they hear a snowmobile, they usually try to run. And when they do run, they're older musk ox that can't keep up. And those are the musk ox that, for bow hunting, that we try to go after.
There we go. It's a good setup right now. We spotted 2 really nice bulls, and they're working this ridge. We got the machines, worked all the way around here, probably 4 or 5 miles. And now Bobby thinks that we're ahead of them and that they could be just up there at the top. So we're gonna work up there right now, up in these rocks. This is where these muskox like to go. They like to go in this rocky, croppy areas up on these ridges where the grass is short and where they can feed.
Adventure bow hunter Tom Miranda has been braving the Arctic ice for days in search of huge barren ground musk oxen. Accompanied by his Inuit guides, the team has no trouble finding the dark animals against the blinding white landscape. But getting into bow range in a land of crunchy snow with little to hide behind has been a challenge.
It's a good bull. It's a really good bull. He has no idea we're here right now. He's coming. He's coming.
I think as a hunter, if you've got an ounce of adventure in your blood, you'd want to do a muskox hunt. Now, a muskox hunt isn't a real difficult hunt. It's not a lot of walking and hiking. They're usually pretty easy to find, but it is a crazy adventure. To experience the Arctic is something that very few people ever get the opportunity to do.
Big muskox right there. Barren ground muskox. Walked right down the ridge, right into the saddle, right to us. He's going down right there. He didn't go 200 yards. Yes. Bobby was right. This little saddle is a perfect place to ambush him. We went over 5 miles to go around the back way to come in on those 2 muskox. We get up here, we only see one. He's got a big white boss, beautiful sweeping horns, and he's just moseying along, coming right down the garden path. I shot him for 40 yards. I think he might have been a little farther than that, but he didn't go 200 yards. What a fantastic hunt. Let's give him a few minutes and we'll go see them. We only went 200 yards. Look at this. Musk Ox. Yes. Snow white, huge, heavy horns, all the way down to dark curling tips. You gotta see one of these up close to realize just how thick their fur is. Just heavy, dense, thick fur. And they need it to survive in this cold weather. It's a fantastic hunt. It's the ultimate challenge when you think about coming up here and pursuing these against this weather. You know, if you're going after the Super 10 of North American big game, you've got to shoot either a bison or a musk ox. I suggest a musk ox because you're going to get a chance to come to the Arctic. This is just like polar bear hunting. You're going to dress the part. You're going to get out here with your Inuit guide, and you're going to experience some of the most inhospitable habitat on the earth. And you're going to hunt the majestic musk oxen.
I think there's something that's just haunting, but yet beautiful about the Arctic. It's so much about lights and darks. Everything is either black or white. There's hardly no in between. And when you get out on the ice and you start to see the harshness of the climate, the fact that there's literally nothing there, but yet things live. Even the musk ox, it's almost hard to believe what they eat to be able to grow to the size they grow. And they seem warm and comfortable, even though it's so cold. The Arctic is a unique place. It's a great place to have an adventure. And if you've never had the opportunity to go, I would suggest give musk ox hunting a try. It's pretty amazing.